What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel for another PGA Tour scheduled course here. Second round today, kind of like what I mentioned on the first one. This is kind of a two-for week because this is one of the weeks on tour where there's two different events going on at the same exact time. So I just played Keene Trace, which is the home of Kentucky Championship, going on from July 11th to July 14th, which is also the same time as this tournament's going on, which is the Genesis Scottish Open, again from July 11th to 14th. This is the Renaissance Club in North Berwick, Scotland. This was the only option for North Berwick. Sometimes you have to, like I mentioned last time I was out here, sometimes they have naming issues. They don't want the courses to get pulled down, so sometimes it's easier if you look up the location versus the exact name. So there was nothing under Renaissance Club, but this was the only course in North Berwick. So I don't know if this is the exact course. Sometimes the names are a little bit wonky, but this was the only course in North Berwick. So I'm assuming this is the correct course. If not, you guys will be seeing this, and my apologies if it's not the right course. You'll be seeing this on Friday. I plan on releasing the Keene Trace on Wednesday and then this one on Friday because of the two tournaments going on simultaneously. But we'll see how we do. I'm assuming Scotland, just based on this, the first opening tee box, the way it looks, assuming there's some kind of, looks like there's some ocean over here, probably some link style courses, looks pretty darn cool. Kind of tough to tell any of the markers. Sometimes you get a better idea of if you see some kind of Genesis Open type of logos and branding throughout the round. Maybe we'll see that, but we're going to give this a go. Again, second round today. Actually pretty happy about how I played the first one. Figured out a couple things with my swing as I was playing. Had very severe thunderstorms last night. There's more coming in about 2 hours or so, so I want to get this done. Very hazy, hot and humid, and hopefully if I get this done, get 2 rounds recorded for today, and if I don't get rained on, if it does start to rain, I'll have to shut things down early, but hopefully we finish this. And famous last words, but felt pretty good about how I played last one, so kind of have somewhat higher expectations going into this one, but usually that's a recipe for disaster. So just going to try to not do anything super crazy, super special, just kind of hit some shots and let the chips fall where they may score-wise. But for the rundown, everything's linked down below in the description. I would really appreciate if you guys do any of your Amazon shopping, just click one of these links first. It doesn't cost you a penny extra. Great way to support the channel at no additional cost. You can double check the prices. Same price if you were to buy something like a vacuum cleaner. It doesn't have to be anything here. A vacuum cleaner, golf gloves, golf balls, a computer, whatever. If you buy anything, you can double check the price before and after. That small commission, if you click on the links before you purchase anything down in the description, that small commission just for referring the traffic goes to me instead of Amazon themselves just keeping that extra money. So keep that in mind. I would really appreciate it. But Garmin Approach R10 behind me on a DIY level stand, Country Club Elite mat, DIY stance mat, Callaway Super Fast ball that's hanging on by a thread here with some of these dimples not looking so great. You can hear some thunder in the background. Hopefully things stay dry, but 10x7 nets and GSPro you're seeing as the simulator software on my gaming laptop. So without further ado, North Berwick West links in GSPro. I'm hoping it's the Renaissance Club, but let's take a look at this first hole flyover, which is a par 4, 339-yard hole, playing the furthest back tees like always. But I mean, look at this. Look at these graphics. Look at this hole. Look at this course. Pretty awesome. I actually have a family member right now. Him and his dad are doing a golf trip. They're in Ireland playing a bunch of link style courses, which sounds very awesome. I'm very jealous of, but I can kind of get a little, I guess, taste of that in my own backyard here, so to speak. But let's see what we can do here. First tee shot. Aim up there. So basically, if you guys caught that first video, that should be 2 days before this. Not trying to do anything special, just trying to came into this round saying I just want to swing my swing, keep my back just a little more at the target. But throughout that round, I messed around a little bit with just gripping the club just a little bit lighter, and not as much of a driver, but mainly with other clubs in my bag, keeping the club face just a little more square on the takeaway. And I was hitting things pretty good, and I got I think the highest club speed was about 109 according to the Garmin, and I had a few ball speeds in the 150s. I think 153, 154 was the best that I saw. So we'll see here. Not going to try to do anything crazy after these first few holes, but maybe if I get into the swing of things, make some good contact, I'll step on a few and see if we can get high 160s, or high 150s rather, in the ball speed, and possibly into the 160s with the club speed being like 110, 112, maybe even 115. We'll see. But first tee shot, let's just get off here, get off the tee with a decent swing. Pulled it a little bit left. It's kind of staying there. Hopefully get a little bit of a bounce right, stay in the fairway. Doing the course recommended settings, which I don't remember off the top of my head. We'll look here quick. It should show on the scorecard. So fairway's normal, green's normal, so nothing firm, nothing soft, kind of just standard. But it's going to mean not a ton of rollout in the fairway, but it's going to be easier to kind of stick the green and have it sit a little bit versus concrete-like greens that a lot of the tour courses are. Leaves us with 122, up about 2 yards. I think pin's in the back, so I'm going to go full approach wedge. Usually about a 125 club if I hit it good, which may or may not happen, but even if I don't catch it 100%, should leave us in the ballpark of about 115, 120, and be on this green, hopefully for a par to start this off. Mainly, I guess, I'm still, like I said, I'm pretty happy with how I played that first round. As long as I don't get rained on here in the second round and have to shut things down early, pretty happy with how today's been going. So even if score doesn't quite translate with this round, still probably be in a pretty good mood by the end of it. A little bit thin. That should get there though. Alright, stay there. That'll be a par. Take that. Dead center of the club face, just a groove, half a groove too low. Even through one. Second hole, par 4, 4-4-1. I mean, all these different courses around the world, all these different type of looks for courses, different layouts. That's just so cool within GSPro, where Link's style, I guess you would call it, so to speak, in Scotland here on the ocean. I mean, pretty cool. Pretty cool. I can go from playing that Candyland fantasy style course to something like this with like back-to-back rounds, or I could just do it like obviously within the same day or whatever. But pretty cool, the different options and the wide array of variability here within GSPro. All right. I like that line there. We'll start it there. It looks like there's a ridge there going to the right, but let's see here. Nice light grip on the driver. It was hit pretty solid. 104, almost 105, 151.8 ball speed. Which again, I say it every single round, I think those are on the low side. So, in my opinion, realistically, that was probably closer to 108, 110 club, and that was probably mid to high 150s ball speed, but that's up for debate, I suppose, and don't really know for sure when you're on course anyway, so not that that really matters, but it's kind of fun seeing where you stand compared to the Bryson DeChambeaus of the world. In the semi-rough, which is going to be 1%, leaves us with 173. Let's take a look of where this pin is. So it's in the back. 173, it's only down a foot, which is nothing. That's kind of right in between a 7 and an 8. 8 iron, I usually play to about 160, 165. If I really catch one good, 170. 7 iron, 180, 185. I guess it's the 8's the safer play, because the 8 would, at least it's going to put us on the green, I think. 7 iron, if I hit one good, it's off the back, so. Oh, chunked it. At least I hit down on it and compressed it, but that's going to be short right. And short right it is. Alright, got to scramble here. 27 yards. Gonna hit a 60 degree up there. What do we got for the lie? Not much. Considering this is, I don't know if this is actually a Lynx. Well, actually, I mean, West Lynx, it does say it in the name, so I guess it is, but it should be pretty flat, that means. So, not gonna have a ton of crazy slopes, I don't think. But, actually, we're gonna reset that, because it is gonna come out 0.5 left, which is nothing, but a little bit left. So we'll just leave it there, 27. Probably gonna try to fly this about 23, 24, 25, in that neighborhood. That's gonna have to go a little bit, I think. Yep. Just a little bit skinny on the strike. Didn't quite get all of it. But we got a bogey, so we're 1 over through 2. Onto the third hole we go. Gonna hit this flyover and check the camera and grab a drink while you guys are looking at it. 1 over through 2. Third hole, par 4, 4, 5, 2. I mean, look at those ocean views. Obviously, it's not a real ocean, and it doesn't look super realistic like you're doing a drone flyover, but pretty darn close for simulator software. GSPro. As far as I'm concerned, GSPro is the simulator software to beat. That is the gold standard, but generally, if you go to an indoor simulator place that's kind of like higher end, generally you'll see either TGC 2019, the golf club 2019, or GSPro as the software, so it's about as good as it gets. Sometimes, I mean, I know the TrackMan and the GC, like the TrackMan courses, I know they're really expensive and there's not that many of them. The TrackMan courses look really good, and the Foresight courses also look pretty good, but for the price and usability, the fact that I can use an R10 with this, GSPro is the software for me. Hit pretty good again. That should be in the 150s. 150.2. Slower club speed, but that's a low piercing fade down the middle. 274 on the rollout. Center of the club face, I guess a tad Healy, but it was just low. Low launch, probably kicked up the spin just a little bit, but that was kind of a low piercing, the way the R10 read it and the way it felt, kind of a low piercing fairway finder down the middle, which you're not going to see me complain about. Leaves us with 177 left, down a yard. See what we're working with pin location. Pins in the front, so this should be set up for a pretty good 7 iron here. Again, usually about 180, 185 I play this too, so maybe just past it. If I don't catch it great, could end up pretty good, but just aiming for the middle, fatter part of the green, and just get it on the green versus trying to get it exactly to 177. Thin and Healy, that's going to fade, and that's going to miss the green right. Sit. Let us play from there. Sit. I fell out of that. Poor balance on that one. Kind of came through, hit that off my back foot, and I was kind of falling away as I was hitting that. Alright, hitting 3 though. 21 yards. Fortunately, we're kind of short-sided. It's going to come out a little bit left, and we're on a downslope. So we'll aim here, and it's going to have to be about a 15-yard carry type of flop shot with the 60, because the downslope is going to kill some spin, it's going to roll out more. This is going to be kind of tough to get it up in the air enough and get it to stop, but we'll see what we can do. Hit it pretty soft, came out a little bit left. Wow, how do I leave that short? And we still have to chip it? I mean, I thought that had a chance to be really good. That was pretty much exactly what I wanted. Again, didn't quite catch it 100%. It was still a little bit towards the bottom, a little bit skinny again, but I mean, that type of shot, that's like a 90% chance you're going to be long. Kind of surprised I was able to leave that short, but I mean, we're on the green. It's telling me to hit putter, which hopefully this doesn't do anything crazy, but we've got 14 feet, which is what, divided by 3, 5 yards. And it doesn't even really show us. It's sloping a little bit from right to left, so I guess we'll go here. And I think I need to like land this halfway to the net. Alright, not bad. Again, pretty crazy that the R10 can even register that. I literally landed it there. That was such a tiny, minuscule, slow swing. The fact that the R10 can even register that is pretty impressive. So, I think that was another bogey. So we're 2 over through 3. 4th hole, par 3, 177. Kind of was saying that the first round was actually pretty good. You guys go check that out. I won't give any spoiler alerts of the score I shot. But this could be another round today where I feel, or another round for the second one. This could be a round where I feel like I'm hitting it pretty good. It's just the score may not quite reflect. Being 2 over, I feel like I'm hitting it halfway decent. Score may not reflect of how I think my swing is at the moment. But what am I doing grabbing driver? 177. So pins right in the middle. It's going to be another 7-iron. I guess I could hit driver, do a little bunt driver. Alright, 7-iron. See if I can strain things out just a little bit. Popped it up a little bit. It's going to fade, but it was hit halfway decent. It's probably going to miss the green right. Had the distance on it though. Felt like solid contact. Oh yeah, we got a lucky bounce. That should be a par. Take that. Pin high. That one I caught just a tad heavy. Tried to swing down on it more. I think because I hit the turf just a little bit, I think it kind of grabbed the club and opened it up just a tad. If I caught that a little bit cleaner, that would have been a pretty good strike. Probably would have been a little too long, but I'll take that. Good swing. Par in the books, 2 over through 4. 5th hole, par 4, 380. From the furthest back tees too, which I always play, or at least always intend to play. Sometimes I may mistakenly not select the right tee, but 95% of the time I'm playing the furthest back tees. Not the longest so far, these holes, not the longest course in the world. I mean, 380 for a par 4 from the furthest back tees from a course that, as long as this is the Renaissance Club, or should be, for like a PGA style course, this leads me to believe it may not be, because 380 is pretty short for a par 4 for the PGA guys, but see if we can take advantage. 2 feet of upslope, aka nothing, just a flat fairway. Oh, hit it pretty hard, but I pulled it left. Is it gonna fade? 150.9 on the ball speed, 104.4. That'll play. Kind of just a dead straight pull. Again, a little bit of a lower heel strike, but that's manageable. I would not be displeased with that on course by any means. I'm sure the wind at a course like this would be ridiculous. I have the wind turned off, but on the ocean, link style, the wind would probably be a major factor playing this in real life. Leaves us with 106 up a yard, so 107. Let's see where the pin is. Pin's in the back. All right, gonna come out a little bit right. It'll probably fade too, so we'll go there, and it's gonna be the best that I can, about 100-yard approach wedge. Oh, I thinned it. Get lucky. Sit. It was all over it, but That was just a dead straight, somewhat sculled approach wedge. Still not terrible, but didn't quite hit that the way I wanted it to. Leaves us with 10 yards. Gonna come out a little bit left, we're on an upslope. So we'll go about there. 10 yards. Gonna fly this about 7-ish, which I think brings me towards the lower portion of the net. I chunked it. Go. Alright. Luckily, that was such a bad strike with the 60. The Garmin didn't pick that up, so get a free mulligan out of it. That would have worked out. That probably would have been a chunk and run, and we're so close that may have actually gone in the inner circle, but I hit way before that. Take two. That one I kind of stabbed and pulled it left, but kind of similar result. That'll be fine. Par. Hopefully that doesn't become the norm here throughout the rest of this round with poor 60 degrees from that close. Sticking it 2 over through 5. 6th hole, par 3, 170 down 10 feet. We'll call that 3 yards. So we're looking at, where's the pin? Pin's front left-ish. Man, that's kind of a tough distance. So 170 down 3 yards, 167. Problem is, it's closest to an 8-iron, but I gotta hit the 8 really good to get it on the green. I would feel a little more comfortable with a 7, but 7, if I hit it good, that's backside or off the green, so it's gonna have to be an 8, and hopefully we as in me, hit it decent enough to get it there. A little bit thin, it's gonna fade. Go! Alright, should be a par if it stays there. Probably a little bit of a thin shot kind of helped out there a little bit. Another par in the books. 2 over through 6. 7th hole, par 4, 355. Decent amount of par 3 so far. I would assume that means not that many for the rest of this front 9 and probably not a ton on the back 9, but then again, this could be like a par 70. I don't do any kind of scouting or looking at scorecards or anything before this, or before I play any of these, so. Almost reminds me a little bit, not that it's the same type of course at all, but almost reminds me of the look a little bit of Pebble Beach, being by the ocean with some of these flat, kind of somewhat narrow fairways with some trees around. Almost has a Pebble Beach type of vibe. That was hit solid. 151.9, a little bit low on the face again, but that's again just a low piercing bullet up the middle. We'll see if the ball speed registers. Last time at the end of the round, I had, like I said, I think the best one was about 153, 154, and it only had my best at 149. So we'll see if the averages, I've been hitting these quicker or better so far with higher ball speeds these first few drives. The average should be high 140s, low 150s, and it should have the best ball speed up into the 150s, but we'll see. Leaves us with 81 left. 274, at least for me, that's kind of a low hellacious seed down the middle. Obviously, when I hit it good, I can get up towards 300, possibly a little bit over 300. Hit one about a week ago when I was at the bachelor party, about 305, 310. But that requires kind of a bigger bounce down a hill type of swing. But I mean, 274 for a swing like that, I'll take that all day long. 81. So I need, it's down about a yard, 80. I need like a 75-yard carry type of swing. Let's try. I'm trying to keep that approach wedge in the bag until I get up towards between 100 and 125. Let's try the 56 and try to kind of feel how hard and how much I need to choke down on this for a 75-yard swing. What I need to do, I was thinking about, I need to come out here, and I was watching just a YouTube short as I was scrolling through my phone. Rory's, it was just like a 30-second, minute-long short of Rory hitting all the stock yardages, and I really need to come out and just experiment, hit like 100 wedge shots and see on a full swing with my 60 and a full swing with my 56 how far it goes, because I really have no idea. I would assume Rory was hitting, I think, a 60, like 105 full. Obviously, I'm not Rory, so I don't think I'll get quite that much, but I should be, I would think. If I swung the 60 full, maybe 75, 80, 90, somewhere in there, and then this 56 full, I would think would be maybe between 100 and 110, but I just have no idea. I always choke down on course and back here, so I don't really know how far a full 56 or 60 goes, but let's see here with the 56. Pretty good strike. It's gonna be too much, or not. That's actually not bad. I saw the raw carry number 74. I knew it was gonna be a little bit long, but that's a pretty good swing. We got 85 on that. That was good contact. That was right out of the middle. Felt good when I hit it. These $30 Amazon wedges are awesome. They're forged, and I've showed you guys they have the milling on them, so it almost looks like a fingerprint. Puts a ton of spin on the ball, and they feel really good when you hit it good. All right, another par, 2 over through 7, 8th hole, par 5, 527. So that was about a 3/4 56, and that went 85. Just as a reference point for myself. But that was also close to an ideal type of strike there, which usually doesn't happen, so I just need to do some practicing with the wedges, see how far they actually go. I do really enjoy playing these link style though. Nice and open, you got tons of room off the tee. Confidence inspiring, knowing that you can miss it a mile left and mile right and still be in a decent spot instead of having narrow fairways with trees all around and everything else. .151 again, 106. That was kind of higher toe, but it's not bad. Swing and drive are decent right now. Helps when you kind of stack a few good swings in a row, and me seeing low 150s on the ball speed is confidence inspiring, so that kind of snowballs and kind of just frees up, and you can swing better, and you hit a few good ones, you keep hitting good ones, versus you hit a few that aren't so hot, and then it kind of snowball effects in the other way. But I mean, that's been almost every single drive so far, I think, into the 150s. 106 on the club. Leaves with width 252. Huh. So this is either a really well struck 4 hybrid or a 3-wood that still has to be pretty well struck. It's recommending a 3-wood, so I guess I'll go with that. There's a chance. I've hit a couple of them, hit a few good ones in the last round that were like 255-ish. Those were out of the rough, into the rough. Probably would have rolled out to probably closer to 260, 265. So if I do that, I'm off the back. But let's see what we get here. Or I just do that. That's a low top heel duck hooky. Oh, that might be out of bounds. Ah, that's what I get for talking up my 3-wood. Oh, I can hit it 260, 265, and I go and top it out of bounds. Stupid. Bad swing. and now we lost the stroke. So I have to re-hit from there. All right, let's try it again. That was dumb. I guess not even as much dumb. This is probably the right club. It's not as much dumb as just that was a really bad swing. Alright, still a little bit of a pull, but that was hit better. That should fade, and it is. This could actually be pretty good if it sits. Why don't I do that the first time? A little bit too much, and that extra stroke's gonna hurt. But bogey from there. If I did that the first time, that would have been pretty good. What'd I get on that? What was the total? 256. So, at least you guys don't think I'm completely full of crap. That's kind of what I was talking about before I just topped, duck hooked. Hit it out of bounds on the last one, but brings us to 3 over through 8. 9th hole, par 5, 506. It's kind of what I expected after those. Sorry about the mouse. Try to keep it over here out of the way. Kind of what I expected with these longer holes after those par 3s to start it. A little bit more narrow. There's not a ton of room left on this one, but hopefully I can keep the fade going. Something in the 150s again, ball speed. .152. That's gonna play just fine. I call that. I don't know what's actually considered a baby draw and a baby fade spin access wise, and obviously spin access is down on the R10, but 4 degrees, that's not a ton of spin, at least from the R10 when it registered. I would call that a baby fade. Again, low on the face, but I mean, that's like, that was dead center of the club face, just like a couple millimeters, like a fraction of an inch low. But again, I mean, 283 on the rollout, 152 ball speed, that's a lower piercing bullet down the middle, which I would be happy with, I am happy with, and I would play that all day long on course. Leaves us with 221. All right, up a yard, so 222. I guess first time swinging it today. Let's try the 4-iron. Healy, it's gonna fade a ton. Wasn't hit terribly though. Definitely understand, and I'm with Tiger when he says with all of his ailments and injuries that he's been dealing with, especially in his older age now, after the car accident and everything else, all the injuries he's had, he said he prefers, and his body prefers, hot and humid weather, which it is right now, and I can definitely understand. Definitely your muscles, the fatigue doesn't become as much of a factor. Muscles stay warmer. I feel like I'm swinging it quicker. I think a lot of that just has to do with the warmer temperature, but leaves us with 21. I mean, we're in a decent spot here, hitting 3 into a par 5 with 21 yards left. It's gonna come out a little bit left. We're on a downslope, which I don't love. So we'll aim here, and I probably need to fly this because of that downslope. Probably closer to 15. Should be decent. It was a little bit scuffy. I may need to go a little bit or a lot. Oh, that's a little unfortunate. We got 15 out of it with the rollout. Raw carry, I did hit it a little bit scuffy. Raw carry from the Garmin was 10.7. The game was 9.3, so a little bit of a scuffy strike. That was close again, within the ballpark. Probably would have been kind of happy with that on course. I obviously would have had to putt that, but that was close to what I was trying to do. Just a little bit of a cleaner strike that would have got there. Right idea though. Right almost right execution, but pretty close to what I was trying to do. Anyways, 3 over through 9, onto the back 9 we go. 10th hole, par 3, 165, down 11. So we'll call that 12, which is about 4 yards. So we're looking at like 161. Where's the pin? Middle-ish right. So should be just a stock 8-iron. Gives us room both long and short. I like those middle pin locations. Go about there, account for a little bit of a fade, or a lot sometimes. Hit it good, just a banana fade. I don't feel like I'm, oh wow, we're at the edge of a pot bunker. This should be interesting. I don't feel like I'm coming, I must be coming over the top and across it. It doesn't feel like I am that much, considering I'm trying to keep my back more towards the target, which promotes a little more coming, swinging along. I guess for me, as a righty, my right knee, keeping the back to the target, coming a little more from the inside, having my club face a little more shut at address and with the takeaway. It doesn't feel like they should be fading that much, but that's a decent fade on it. Club path is estimated, but 11 degrees, it's not ideal. 13 degrees out or open from face to path. All right, this may take multiple shots to get out of here. I may need to just blast it over. We got 10 yards. We're in a pot bunker, a tiny pot bunker with a massive lip, and we're on a downslope. We're short-sided with only 10 yards to work with. So it's up a yard, so 11. I mean, this has to be a super high and soft 10-yard flop shot, which I don't know if I'm capable of doing, but we're gonna try. I'm gonna have this as open as I can, aim pretty far left, come across it, wait really far forward. I mean, I got it out, it's just gonna be too much. Sit. All right, it's coming back. Go, 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 go. I mean, it's about as good as I can hope. Keep going. Oh, I thought that was possibly gonna get in there. Double bogey. That's a tough shot. That's about as good as I can hope for. Unfortunately, the double bogey I felt like a decent swing off the tee and a good second shot out of that bunker, but unfortunately we're 1 in, 2 out, plus 3, because we didn't get inside the inner circle, so that's tough. Brings us to 5 over. All right, 11th hole, par 5, 5-6-1. 4 yards of downslope, I think I saw. It's about as much as we'll probably see off the tee at this course. Again, execution-wise, those 2 shots for a double bogey, that wasn't far off of what I was trying to do. And to get a double bogey on 2 swings like that, which I thought were pretty decent, kind of unfortunate, which is why I said at the beginning, I have a feeling the score may not quite reflect of how I'm swinging it and how I'm hitting it right now, but pretty happy with averaging. My average might actually be in the 150s for these driver swings. Need one though, mid to high 150s to really get that up there to account for one that I don't hit good. .7, 94. That seems a little low. 1.52 smash, that's definitely not right. That's like unheard of territory. Usually 1.5 is as good as it gets. That had to have been a slight misread on the club speed. That had to have been at least 105. That would have brought down the smash factor. I find it hard to believe. 150, that felt similar. It was good contact again. It felt similar to what I was doing with the other ones. So I believe that, at least for the relative ball speed compared to the other ones. I still think that was probably low, but 1.52, I don't know about that for the smash factor. Leaves us with 275. And a lot of room up there, a lot of green to work with, so we're gonna rip 3-wood up there, hopefully. Get that thing started up there, aimed left to count for the fade. Get that thing up there and hopefully running onto the green, 250 plus. That was a little bit chunky and it's gonna fade a lot. That's gonna be short right. Against another lip. .252 on that though. What was the 143 ball speed? That 3-wood's like 12 years old. That's the original RBZ line from 2012. Like I've said before, that was a great year, great line of clubs from TaylorMade. Those things are still absolute rocket launchers 12 years later, still standing the test of time. All right, this is fun. Look at these circles right here. Look at this slope. So at least it's a pretty flat. We got 0.1 of an upslope. It's gonna come out left. What do we need here? Tough to tell what the green's doing up there. So we've got 34 total. I just got to get it up onto that level, I guess. It's going to be a 60 out of here. 25%. I don't know, is this... It says I'm in the fairway? So this is what, a waist bunker, I guess? So it's going to play normal? I was thinking I'd have to account for another 25%. I don't know about that. That's kind of strange. All right. 30 yard, 60. Should be decent. Wow. Oh no, I didn't get it there. I thought I hit that. That wasn't a bad strike. That was what I was trying to do. I thought if anything that was going to be long. That wasn't even halfway there. Yeah, I mean, look, the raw carry was 30. That was exactly what I was trying to do from the R10. I thought that was a good swing, and we only got 19.6. Yeah, I don't know. So it was saying fairway out of that last one. The speed was 79%, and the spin was 81. So that took off 21% of the power, which makes sense considering the raw carry was 30, and the game carry was basically 19.6, basically 20, and then it rolled backwards. All right, leaves us with 15. That's unfortunate. Up 6 feet, which is 2 yards, so 17. Got to fly it probably. 15 out of the sand. This is probably going to take some off, so I think I'm going to try as a feel of about 20. Drop kicked it. Sit. Ooh, just got it in there. Par. Tough break on that first one. I thought I hit that really good. And according to the Garmin, obviously I got to play with what I get here in the game. But that was dead on the money of 30 yards of what I was trying to do on that first one. At least we got out with a par though. All right, 5 over through 11, 12th hole, par 4, 406. Let's see if we can sneak in maybe a birdie or two, get this back down to like 2-3 over. Or maybe 3-4 over. 2 maybe, a little bit ambitious. Surprised this Callaway hasn't cracked yet with those 150. Multiple swings of 150 ball speed. That was new a few rounds ago, but I think just from all those flop shots with those wedges, it's just tearing the cover off, so it looks a lot worse than it probably is. But gonna be Similar again. Oh, the Garmin missed it. That started left. I thought that was gonna start left and stay left. That was probably a little bit of a pulled draw swing, but as you can see by the spin axis and the side spin and the club speed, Garmin didn't register and they didn't get quite all the information there. So when that happens, it just starts on the line based on the launch angle or the launch direction. It starts on that line and just goes dead straight. So I guess kind of a lucky break there. Not that that was a terrible swing. I still hit it almost 151 on the ball speed, but leaves us with 132. Pins a little bit in the front. This should be a good pitching wedge number. I haven't hit this club in a while. These furthest back tees, it's giving me like 7, 8, 9 irons into greens versus shorter wedges and pitching wedges. That's got to sit. I hit it really hard, but it was really thin. Sit. All right. Par, I think. Took a healthy hack at it. Hit it really hard, but that was very thin. All right. 5 over through 12, 13th hole, par 4, 388. So far, so good with the weather. Getting hazier and foggier, but no rain just yet. Knock on wood, that doesn't come. So, all in all, optimistic about the weather, optimistic about how I'm hitting it, especially driver. This is probably my best performance driver. Hit it pretty good, and I knew I was capable of it after that first round, getting some in the 150s. I've had almost every single drive so far this round in the 150s, according to the Garmin. So it's about, so far, this season, still early summer here, but probably my best, at least speed-wise, I guess, driving performance. Been hitting those low missiles down the middle too, so statistics should be decent at the end of this, as long as I don't fall apart here. Oh, cuff face was open. 147. Started right and stayed right. Cuff face was wide open when I hit that. There goes my 150 ball speed average. Problem was with that, still wasn't hit terrible or speed-wise wasn't terrible for that, how open that was, toe side. But considering that was 147, now I need something that's like 153 to compensate and get it back down, or get the average back up towards 150. But 129 is going to come out left. That should be fine. Even go there just for the fade. Down about a yard. It's going to be a pitching wedge. This should be one of, if not the most consistent club in my bag, and lately it has not been. Started a little bit left, a little bit toey. Wasn't hit terrible though, that was at least a little bit better. That's good. Oh, go in. Oh, that first kick we got. Birdie, take that. That was a lucky bounce off of there, but I thought that thing had a chance after that kick. That thing was going right towards the hole. A little bit of a firmer green. That may have trickled out a little bit closer to the hole and possibly in. That would have been awesome. All right, brings us down to 4 over. There's one birdie in the books. Need a couple more of those, hopefully, over the next, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 5 holes. 14th hole, par 4, 372. More ocean. Got some undulation in this one. The way I'm hitting it, I'm not gonna push my luck and play another one, but the way I'm hitting it right now, this is one of those days where I wish it was nicer weather. I'd probably play a third one. Things would probably fall apart a little bit, but I'm hitting it pretty good, so these are one of those days where you're hitting it good, you want to just kind of keep playing. Alright, realistically this is probably not much of a driver hole, but kind of gets narrow and you run out of fairway up there, but I aimed up on that hill. If I fade this, that should hit the hill and kick it right. It may end up in the rough, but 148. I'm losing speed. Hit it pretty good though. A little bit low again, but it was right out of the center. I can usually feel it once the ball cracks. The ball speed drops way off and I can almost feel it. It feels like a softer, like when these give out, it feels like I'm almost hitting like a super soft when it splits. Haven't quite felt that yet, but that could be close to it. Alright. Still pretty good drive, 277 on the rollout, 148.7, 101.6, a little bit slower there on the swing. But these was with 95 down about a yard. Aim here, and it's gonna be like a 3/4 approach wedge. Probably gonna fly this about 90. Could actually probably hit that 56. We'll stick with this though. That 56 is still a little bit of a guessing game. Feel a little bit more comfortable with 90 with this approach wedge. Started left. Should be a decent distance though, I think. Yeah, and we aimed a little bit left. I mean, it's still a good shot. 94 total. Just started a little bit left. It was dead straight, kind of stayed on that line, and I aimed a little bit left to account for the fade, but not going to complain about a par. 15th hole, par 3, 176. All right, another kind of in-between distance. Where's the pin? Front left. All right, that's going to take the 8-iron out of my hand, and it's going to be a 7. So if I had a little more skill, I'd be able to feather a 7 in there, but I'm barely capable of hitting it solid every single time, so just going to do a good solid swing with a 7, and if I hit it 180, 185, we're either backside of the green or possibly off, but if I don't catch it great, it could end up being decent distance-wise. Started left, should fade. I was fading a ton. Sit. Oh. Is he going to make us chip that, or is he going to give us a bogey? Bogey. That's tough. Well, I mean, that was the percentage play. Wow, I hit that 190 on the rollout. That was a decently struck 7. That was kind of what, I mean, that was what I was playing for. I didn't think I was going to hit it quite 190. If I hit that closer to my 180, 185 number, that would have been inside the inner, or not the inner circle, but inside that 2-putt for a par. But that was the percentage play, and not that mad about that. Brings us back up to 5 over, unfortunately, but 16th hole, par 4, 370. I was saying at the end of the last round, I had a decent score going, so I didn't want to do it. We're 5 over here. I may, maybe we'll do it on this one. Try to get after a couple of these last few drives. 5 over, it's still not bad. I don't really want to start spraying them really bad and really blow up the scorecard, but I'm going to try to step on, I think, these last few drives and see if we can get up towards maybe 155 on the ball speed. .6, 104.5. Fatigue is probably a little too late to be starting to do that. Now if I feel like I'm stepping on them, that was very low on the club face again, but maybe into the territory of when I feel like I'm trying to step on one. It's kind of just the speed numbers of when I was hitting it decent earlier today after not playing, what are we, close to 36? We're like 34, 35 holes in at this point. Leaves us with 95. Up about a yard, 96. Not the easiest pin location, so gonna be an approach wedge again and try to fly this just shy of that. Like 90 may not be enough. 92, 93 maybe. A little bit thin. That may work out though. Sit. Yep. That's a little too thin, but that should be a par, I think. Unless, don't tell me that's gonna roll off. Stop. All right. Two holes left here, folks. 5 over, going into 17, par 4, 430. Feels good to actually be hitting it good. Doesn't happen a ton, but played well in Florida. First round back here 2 days ago. I mentioned it last time, but some of these videos are going to get out of order. I'm trying to do the PGA Tour schedule ones, get those edited and ready to go so I can fill in with subscriber requested courses and the on-course videos from my Florida trip. So you guys this is probably 2-3 weeks out. I'm playing it. This is only my second time playing in the simulator since coming back from my Florida trip and my bachelor party. But like I was saying before, it feels good to be. I felt like I played good in Florida. The first round back here was pretty abysmal. I shot like 15 over. The second round of that day was a little bit better. I can't remember exactly what I shot. Maybe like 5 over, somewhere in that territory. And then today has been a pretty big improvement from there. So, all right, 430, pretty open again. Let's try to get after it. Strange seems to be working out, gripping the club lighter, but it's always game of opposites. You gotta almost feel like you're gripping it easier. You're taking it back slower, and you're almost swinging more easy and fluid to try to get it quicker. So it's kind of the idea of swinging faster, not harder, which is sometimes kind of tough in your mind to separate and conceptualize. But let's see if we can actually swing quicker and not harder and hit one pretty good down there. .152.3, 101.7 on the club, allegedly. Very happy with these driver swings. That's got to be a little bit low on the club, or like decently low, because I don't think, like, 1.5 smash factor is very hard to do. That's like an ideal strike. So I don't think I'm at 1.5, which just means that was a slight misread on top of, I think it's already low on the club speed, but realistically that was probably about at least 5 miles an hour slow, which would have dropped the smash factor. But leaves us with 155, up 6 feet, which is 2 yards, so 157. Gonna come out a little bit left, plus the fade, so I'll aim there. It's kind of right in between. It's at the upper end of a 9 or an 8. I guess I'll go 8. I feel the lower back tightening up just a little bit, especially after those last couple of driver swings where I'm kind of getting after it a little bit more. So I'd have to hit the 9 really good to get that there versus the 8. If I don't hit it great, we're still on the green, I think. little thin, sit. Alright. Wasn't the best strike in the world, but game plan kind of worked out there with the 8 versus the 9. Ooh, is it getting better? Come on. Come on. Come on. Oh, it stopped. Alright, par. So, ooh, look at that. That was a pretty cool little transition. You see like the city over there. Brings us, wow, this is a short par 4. I don't know if this is the Renaissance Club. I don't know if this is the right. I mean, I'm playing pretty good. So, you guys are going to be seeing this. If this isn't the Renaissance Club, you'll be seeing it as that video because it's not actually available. This is the closest I could get with the GSPro. Like 260 par 4. I don't know about that from a PGA course from the furthest back tees, but 5 over through 17, 18th and final hole, 260. The way I've been hitting it, this is almost not even a driver hole, but I'm still going to do it. So we'll see. Again, I'm not protecting a super great score, so it'd actually be kind of funny if I blast one really good and hit it off like that building back there. I don't know if that's a clubhouse or someone's house back there, but we're going to hit driver. Realistically, it probably could be a 3-wood, but I'm actually still 5 over. I don't really care about. I'm still going to swing pretty hard at this, and it'll be fun if I'm like 30 yards off the back. Oh, club face was wide open. It's gonna be right, but oh no! Off the cart, bounce back in. Ooh, it's gonna let us play. That's tough. That was probably the worst swing yet. Or maybe not the worst one, but that wasn't a great swing to finish it. 149, swung it at 106. Did swing kind of hard, but pretty poor strike. 1.4 smash. That sounds a little more in the ballpark of what it probably should be. 1.5 is pretty unrealistic, but all right, we're up against a fence and a car. I think if I press B here, it'll show us where the ball is. All right, this is interesting. 31 yards. I mean, this is a hit and hope. I guess I'm gonna aim a little bit right because that post is there. So I'll aim there. Where does that bring us to? About there. That's not bad. And I mean, it's gonna be a 60 degree. This is just, it's a 50-50 chance if I hit this and it hits the fence and bounces right back, or if I just get lucky and I clear the fence. But technically, I think, I mean, that's man-made, right? So technically, I think I would get relief from there, considering I'm like in the fence. So I wonder if GSPro takes that into account and just kind of like neutralizes it. So it basically, when I hit this, it's basically as if it wasn't there and it'll go straight through. I don't know, but I think, I'm not a rules aficionado by any means, but I think I would get relief from that man-made fence. Although I am right along the out of bounds, but I don't know. Either way, 31 yards, 60 degree. So much for that theory. What were the numbers on that from the R10? That felt decent. Oh, that would have been pretty good too. 28.4. That would have been perfect. That would have had a couple yards of rollout. That would have been really good. All right. Well, as much as I would like to, that was pretty unfortunate. As much as I want to click this mulligan button, we're going to re-hit. And we're going to drop a bunch of strokes here. So, I mean, I guess we're just going to do it again. I'm going to try that shot one more time. If it does that again, I guess I'll have to hit like a low 8-iron and try to go under the fence. But all right, well, apparently you can't do that, so let's try a low 8-iron. That one, I think I popped it up a little bit. That probably didn't go quite as far. No, it's not close. That was actually pretty close, 27.9, so that was less than a yard off the first one. That actually would have been pretty good too. All right, we're staring down. We're hitting 6. This might be like a 10. I don't even know, like, how do you get out of this though? If I'll do the punch 8. I mean, a 30-yard punch 8. This is tough. Like, we're right up against the fence. I didn't aim right on the last one, but, like, I don't even know, like, what am I supposed to do here? Just, like, hit a grounder under the fence? Oh, I pulled it left. That would have been long, too. Garmin didn't get it. I almost need to just, like, top this and hit a grounder. Like, I wonder if I could almost take my putter out, or, like... Let's try this. Let's get a little... At this point, this score is going to blow up the hole. Let's try almost a putter 3-wood. See if the R10 can register this. Little Texas wedge style 3-wood. I mean, oh, don't go back. That's not bad. That's actually pretty cool that the Garmin can read that. That's definitely the first time I've ever done that. I've always wondered too. I've never tried to hit my putter, but I think if I hit it hard enough, obviously it's not going to pick up like a 10-foot putt. But if I had something like that with my putter, I probably could have swung pretty hard with my putter and it probably would have registered. What was the no club speed? So yeah, I mean, that's a little delicate. It basically missed it. So no spin axis, no side spin. Do I have the... I don't have the launch. I mean, that had to have been close to a 0 launch. But 10 carry raw, 3.8 in the game, total 13. All right, let's finish this. 18 yards. It's going to come out a little bit left. A hole out would be nice. We're hitting 7 into a par 4. Probably need about 15 carry. That was a little fun experimentation though. At least I know I can hit basically a Texas wedge 3-wood if I have to. Kinda duffed it, but sit. Yeah, kinda drop kicked it. Yikes, what's that score gonna be? That was a +2 on top of that, so that was, we were hitting 7, 8, 9, I think. Yep, that was a 9. So that's a, I mean, you call it a quad. What was that, a Cinco? 5 over? What do you even call a 5 over? Not good. I guess that's what you call it, but... Alright, let's take a look at this. So, from within GSPro, North Berwick, West Links. Hopefully, this was a naming issue type of thing, and this was actually the Renaissance Club in North Berwick, Scotland. But again, I typed in the location of North Berwick. This was the only one that came up, so I was hoping that this was the case. If not, I mean, my apologies, but this is the best that I could do for following the PGA Tour schedule. It's just either the course hasn't been designed yet if this isn't the Renaissance Club, they had a naming issue, or maybe it was up originally and it got pulled down. But we ended up with a 10 over 81 and had a lot to do with that 5 over on the last one. So I mean, without that, we were looking at a 76, which would have been 5 over. That's not too bad. I felt like, again, I was hitting it pretty good. I'm very curious when we go into the stats here to see the ball speed numbers, but 39 on the front, 42 on the back. The front wasn't, I mean, it wasn't terrible. We had mostly pars, 3 bogeys. 10, we had a double. 2 pars, we had only 1 birdie. Again, I felt like I was swinging it and hitting it a little bit better than the score kind of reflects here. But let's take a look at these stats. All right. Wow, we got it there. But I still think, didn't I hit one that was like 153? I don't know why the best is like lower than it should be. That was the same one last time, but pretty cool to see 150 as an average there. I think that's my best speed-wise driving round I've ever played here on GSPro. But 11 pars, 1 birdie, 4 bogeys, 1 double, and then 1 double plus, which was that 9. Longest drive 284, average drive 275. Helps when you're hitting it in the 150s almost every single time. 150.69 average ball speed and the best ball speed, which I don't think that's right. I don't know why that would be different, but 152. I think that's pretty close to what it was, but I could have sworn I had one that was 153, I thought. And that was the same thing last time. The first round I just played, I had a couple in the 150s, and it said my best was like 149. So I don't know why that's a little bit off, but 34 putts, 1 sand save, a little over an hour again. I guess that's kind of to be expected. I guess I just got to get used to having over an hour long videos with GSPro. But 56%, 10 out of 18 greens in regulation, not bad. I want to be at least 50%, if not closer to 75. But fairways, I was saying that kind of halfway through. Pretty good driving round in my book. So 11 out of 14, 79%. Granted, it was a link style course and we got some bounces and whatnot, but almost 80%, 11 out of 14 for fairways. That's pretty darn good for me. And score or handicap for this course, for this round I just played, was a 7.4. And my average now is a negative 82.8, which is still all jacked up from that one outlier, which I don't know how to get rid of. So anyways, this has been long enough. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. I had a good time playing. Good time playing this course. Good rounds. Good 2 rounds overall. Feeling good about where my swing is, how I was hitting things today. So things are looking up. I'm sure that's always a recipe for when I'm feeling my swing's in a good place, feeling good about coming out here. I usually play pretty terrible. But actually pieced together some decent rounds, and although this score may not reflect it, I think I hit a lot of my shots. Definitely driver. Had some pretty good wedge shots too. I mean, some pretty good irons. Overall, I would say like 75% of my shots were pretty much what I was trying to do. Pretty happy with how I was striking everything. So hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Give me a comment down below of what you think. Good, bad, or indifferent. Do me a favor, I'd really appreciate it if you guys check out those Amazon links for any Amazon purchases you make. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys at the next course.